Fun. This girl's fun. She's mid. She's not but she's attractive. She's not beautiful, but she's attractive. Dating advice for a 40-year-old virgin. Let me see, bro. I'm heading there. I need 12 extra years and I'll be there. Let me see. Let me see the dating advice.
Modern dating process. How do you find a partner that you can
stop being a fucking loser in your basement, bro?
Stay with for the rest of your life.
So we are absolutely doing it.
I'll tell you how you should stop, bro. I'll tell you how you stop. Stop asking all these women how. They don't know. They don't know. Tell them. Be like, yo, you my bitch now. And like, oh shit, am I? And you're like, hell yeah. That's how you get in, bro. That's easy. Easy. Don't ask. Okay, well, okay. Not in that way. That sounded terrible. Oh no, how do I get out of this, bro? That sounded kind of rapey. Listen, what you're gonna do is you're gonna gaslight them, okay? So let me give you an example. I went out with a couple of friends the other day, okay? Gay friends, okay? And one female friend. And two girls came out the door, right? They come out and they're like, hey, what are you guys waiting for? And I didn't even see who they were, bro. I didn't even see who they were. I didn't see if they were mid. First reaction is, we're waiting for you. I didn't, bro. It was smooth as fuck. The girls were like, oh! And when I saw them, I didn't think they were that attractive, but I still got the number. Easy, bro. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, you know? I don't even know if the girls were asking me. But I made them look at me. Hey, I'm here, bitch. Basically the energy. Basically the energy. That's how.
Wrong. And, but there is a way you can do it. And I am such a fan of this psychologist, Tai Tashiro. I adore him. He's brilliant. He's lovely. He's also very humble.
Okay, suck his dick. Oh my god, look at how sad he is, bro. He's watching another guy get dick sucked. He's being cooked right now. He's being cooked right now because he thought he had a chance with her. And now she's, you know, she's... This other guy, I don't know if he's Japanese. What is he? Let me see. What's his name?
Very humble. Way you can do it.
What's his name?
And I am such a fan of this psychologist, Tai Tashiro. I adore
He's Japanese 100%, and I'm not being racist.
him. He is brilliant. He's lovely. He's also very
Bro, look
humble.
at his face. Look at his face. That hurt him, bro. That hurt him. He wanted
Just
her.
a wonderful salt of the earth guy. I'm going to tell you a very
He's
true
hurt
story
right now.
Okay.
Let's go.
I was in a bad relationship and I was at a psychology conference with my partner at the time. We were both at this conference and we were sitting in a lecture hall there for Tai Tashiro to do his talk that day on his phenomenal research on relationship satisfaction and dating. And I'm sitting next to him and we'd been, you know, it was just always unpleasant on trips. There were always fights. We're sitting there and Tai Tashiro starts talking about his research and how he found that most people are, you know, signing this agreement, getting married, and doing it based on the love endorphins. And really only about 35% of anybody who's married is actually happy. And he said, so then, you know, and
That's a pretty low number.
Exactly. Yeah. But here's what I love about Tai Tashiro is he didn't stop there. He wanted to know what those people who were happy had in common.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing with the people who were unhappy. He found a couple.
I'm gonna tell you something. And this applies for everything in life, bro. This is life advice. This isn't dating. This isn't sex. This isn't success. Keep fucking going. Never glide. Never glide. Keep the fucking feet moving, bro. Listen. You already got her. You're gonna conquer her every single fucking day, bro. I've already gone on 1,000 shows. And I will never pull that thing that other people pull where they say, hey, I'm big enough, I don't need to introduce myself. Because that's when you stop pushing. That's when you stop driving. That's when your feet stop moving. That's when you die. That's when you start falling off. In her eyes and in the eyes of everybody. You gotta keep growing. You gotta keep moving. I'm not even kidding. There's a real thing.
Fascinating patterns.
You gotta keep actually
So
fucking dating and
the
raising her
couples
up.
who were happy
It's true.
tended to rate their partners higher in 3 different traits. And I love talking about this because
And what?
if you are somebody who can follow
Big
instructions,
dick.
you can find this. I mean, very easily. Those 3 traits tend to be conscientiousness. Okay. And I love the word conscientiousness because it's not just kindness. Kindness is a good way to
It's
think of it,
conscious
but
kindness.
you can be kind and kind of be a pushover, and that's not attractive. Conscientiousness is smart, attentive. It's somebody who reads into a text message and thinks, wow, she was making herself very vulnerable there.
Mhm.
That's conscientiousness.
I like how you just threw in a compliment.
No, but
Appreciate it.
it's true. It's a certain intelligence, awareness, and attunement.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, conscientiousness is motivated. So you can't be on your ass all day and be conscientious
Yes.
because then you can't meet the needs that you anticipate about the
The
person.
drive.
So conscientious is that guy who drives the car around in the rainstorm so his wife's hair doesn't get met. It's my husband who checks my alarm for me every morning because he knows I'm terrible at time management, and he makes sure that I set it a reasonable amount of
And it's you sucking his dick. That's what it is too, though.
time
You
before my
sucking
first
dick.
meeting and not the 20 minutes I think I need.
Yep.
And feeding him.
And then he'll come wake me up
in
with a cup
bed.
of coffee. That is ultimate conscientiousness. And it is true. I mean, I will tell you, as somebody who's with a conscientious partner, your love increases over time as you continue to feel grateful and admiring of that person. The second one, you want somebody who is low in a big 5 personality trait called neuroticism.
Oh.
You want somebody emotionally stable in a way.
I'm
Now, this doesn't mean you
unstable.
can't have somebody who doesn't get the blues.
You
or
need a little
struggle
bit
with
of
mental health
spice.
issues.
You
Trust
need a
me,
little bit of
I, as
spice.
somebody who, I'm all over the place. But you want somebody who kind of owns their shit and isn't going to just
Not a victim.
be emotionally unstable all over. You want somebody
a beta bitch.
is generally
Beta bitch.
happy and has
Yes.
some life satisfaction.
You don't
Having
want a
a
beta
partner
bitch.
who has serious, not mental health issues,
No,
but
it's true.
unmitigated emotional
Bro, okay,
distress.
no.
And
The truth is, listen, if you have mental problems, you shouldn't be in a relationship. That's the truth. Okay, you need to fix that shit. And then, because a lot of people, they say, yeah, I have mental issues, so I'm just gonna be a wrecking ball towards everything. And they wreck everybody's lives, bro. And then they end up feeling bad because they fucked this person's life, and that person's life, and that person's life, and that person's life. And it's not only like the mental health issues that they had, but now they added onto it. That's the issue. People are stupid.
instability is really hard on the partner.
Handle
And it's
your
really hard on
shit
other
first.
family members, including children, if you have children. So it's just a predictor of happiness.
So there's a certain threshold of chaos that if you
Well
exceed it,
said.
it's going to be destructive to a
That is
long-term relationship.
a perfect description.
But then
About
again,
chaos. Not the mystery chaos you love with your little poet brain.
yeah,
I'm talking more
Yes,
about
you need
just
a little.
somebody who
Listen,
there's
let me tell you
just
something. If you don't create a little bit of chaos, chaos will find its way because there always needs to be a bit of chaos. It's that spiciness. But you need to create it, right? But you need to be smart. You can't create chaos by telling her that her friend's ass is looking juicy as fuck. Okay, you can't do that. That's too much. Too much chaos, bro. You destabilize that shit. Too much. Especially if she's got a small ass. Can't do that.
no peace.
yeah.
There's no peace. There's a problem with everything. Everything becomes more difficult. Going to
little
a
bit of
party
chaos.
is a chore. You don't know if they're going to have a meltdown at the party or how many complaints about your friends or everything is a problem. So you want somebody who has just some resiliency, I think is a good term for it. Some flexibility.
Some spice is okay, but not too much. Like
Right. Flexibility, resiliency, easygoing.
yeah.
Okay.
Listen, when you add the chili, okay, you want to go, ooh, that's hot. You don't want to be, As I dropped my chili out of my fucking mouth, bro, I lost it. There's gonna be a bit of spice, but not too much, bro.
Third
Yeah.
is
dropped
really
it, bro.
interesting, I think. So he found that
Well,
having a partner with sort of moderate
fucking bitch.
adventurousness, not high adventurousness, actually
Yeah,
leads
'cause
to
high
greater
cheeks.
satisfaction. And the reason for that is high adventurousness equals novelty seeking,
Wow.
shiny
They
new
cheat.
things.
They cheat.
And
The
so if you're
hot
in a
bitch with the big
monogamous
ass.
relationship, if that is what's important to you,
Yep.
it's going to be very hard for a partner who is novelty seeking to be faithful. So that will cause a lot of pain. But also, novelty seeking people tend to always have new projects, new interesting things. And so their attention is drawn
Kind of like my
away from the
stream.
relationship. And so you can just feel pretty neglected or unimportant.
But a little bit.
But you want a little bit of adventurousness. So you want your person to be sort of self-motivated, individuated, have their own interests, not completely dependent on you. But also, I mean, low adventurousness is not a bad thing. Ultimately, what you're getting with low to moderate adventurousness is that rock, that feeling of stability, that home. And I made some references earlier, like when you're 70 and you turn to your partner, do you want him to be hot? Or, for instance, my dad has dementia right now. And my husband turned to me on the plane. We were all coming back from a trip and where we really saw how severe it's getting. And he just turned to me. He knew how much pain I was in, even though wasn't showing it. And he said, I want you to know that if it comes to a point where we need to take care of your dad, he needs to live with us, you don't even need to ask. I am 100% on board and will help. And those are the things that matter, that home feeling. And technically, that's a trait that's sort of my husband
That's some
caring so
heavy
much about
shit.
family and home and taking care of things that matter. Those are things that tend to be associated with that low to moderate adventurousness. Somebody who,
But okay, she's not giving dating advice. She's giving marriage advice. Okay, this is not dating advice. You know, this is like who you settle with. Now, do I think you should date people that you think you're gonna settle with? Yes. Most people don't.
really cares about simple things and family.
I wonder if those things, those three things, are something you can work on. Conscientiousness. You can probably
You can.
proactively observe yourself
Hmm.
and do it more regularly.
Right.
Neuroticism might be the hardest one probably to
I think
control.
so. Well, I mean, I
Yeah,
was pretty neurotic in
neuroticism.
my early 20s.
And when you wake up to it, maybe
Yeah, but you're a woman,
if
so
you're self-aware about it, maybe
Yeah.
you'll be able to control it.
Yeah,
more.
I think self-awareness
yeah,
is
but
key.
she's like 50. She looks good. Okay, she looks great at 50. At 20, she must have been a smoke show. You're allowed to be neurotic, bro.
Yeah, I think that's why I love therapy so much. I think life is about growth and our potential for growth and to make our own lives better, to make the lives of others better, to serve others, to heal. All of us are this collective healing. And
Okay, the
I think we're
healing
all
white
capable
woman.
of growth.
And the same with
The
adventure.
healing take, the white woman
I'm somebody
take.
that's pretty
I mean, they always seem to be
pretty
fucking
low
right, though.
on adventure, but I keep throwing myself out there just for the
Right.
extra adventure, so you
And
can grow in that way.
yes, and I am high in adventurousness, and I was not really ready to settle down. I was married earlier
Okay,
in my
so she's
20s, but
saying
I
she
would
fucked
say
a
that
bunch of
I
people.
am much more prepared to be in a committed long-term relationship now in my 40s than I was when I was younger.
She fucked a
But in
bunch
that
of
same
people,
way,
that's
for
what
me,
she
I like
said.
to connect myself to high adventure people so that it like brings me out. It's like they're a horse and I would get to ride them or
Yeah.
something.
And that's the thing. So high adventure people are attractive, they're interesting, exciting, but it can be a
But
world
they're
of
attracted
heartbreak
to
because,
everybody.
you're only under that spotlight for a few minutes and then they're on to the next shiny thing.
Yeah, but heartbreak is part of love. But that might be the drug thing that you were talking about.